let's begin with a balance sheet of wins and losses. How are they doing? By they, I mean our enemies. And how are we doing? Well, if we look at it honestly, it's very sobering. I mean, they have accomplished a lot in a very short period of time. They have laid waste to public education as we have known it in major American centers, in Detroit, in New Orleans, in Philadelphia. They have gotten their way. They have created the Common Core, and they have made it so that many, many states have signed on to it all at once in a big rush. They have wrought many things. In my own experience, I've fought many battles. I've tried to stop them from co-locating a charter school in my building where I work. I have tried to stop school closings. I have protested and marched. And in many cases, in fact, in most cases, I have lost the battles that I have fought. So we are at a stage in our struggle where they are winning and winning and winning, or so it seems. Not just that it seems, they are. And I think we have to look at that and try to understand what's happening. I think there's something that we haven't. Tom talked about the dwindling hope, or or creeping despair. If we look honestly at what's really going on and all of their victories, I think we can understand there's something underneath their victories that's also going on. We noticed for example, I taught for 8 years in Harlem, one of the epicenters of corporate education reform, a place where there's probably more charter schools than anywhere on earth save New Orleans. And we've noticed a pattern wherein parents who had been ginned up to call for the blood of the union, parents who would be at a public hearing yelling at us, fighting rightly, as parents do, for their children, but thinking that the charter school was the way to do it. The charter school was the thing to fight for, to get educational justice for the children, to get racial justice for their children. That through their own experience with the charter schools, that those same parents often then crossed the aisle, and at the next hearing, they would be shouting with us at the charter school. Go back and look at the film that I helped to make, The Inconvenient Truth Behind Waiting for Superman, and just do a little count. How many parents who appear in that film are current or former charter school parents? Nearly every single one. We didn't have to trick them. They knew exactly who we were and what kind of film we were making. But there's so many people who had experience with their promises and then were disillusioned. This is an important element about corporate education reforms, that we understand that while they promise excellence, that they are doing things that are actually bad for teaching and learning. And that is our hope for the future. That as more people go through and experience what they're doing, their successes can turn to ashes in their mouth. That these things can be turned around and public opinion can be turned on our side. That gives us hope that we can potentially turn the situation around for them and for us. I think about two places where this happened most acutely. I think about the Chicago teachers strike, the Chicago Teachers Union strike of last year, where again, there was a campaign to whip up the public against the teachers in Obama's hometown, with Obama's right-hand man as the mayor. And yet, you ask the question, did the public side with the mayor? Did the public overwhelmingly side with the campaign against teachers? No. The public shifted and sided with the teachers. That in and of itself should teach us something. Similar dynamic took place in Seattle, where teachers at a single school decided to defy orders and refuse to administer the measures of academic progress test, the MAP test. And again, there's a campaign against the teachers, except instead of going with that and calling for the heads of the teachers, the public protected the teachers. And to this day, they have been unable to punish the teachers in Seattle.